Hey there.
Hi.
So we thought we'd talk about responsibility of home ownership. There's lots of different ages of homes, and some people say, well, I can't afford a new home, so I'm going to buy an older home, and that's great. But there are expenses to any home that you purchase. So we thought we'd just touch upon that. But first of all, when they're going to buy a home, number one, if you're going to sell your home, you should have your home pretty much up to snuff, because there are certain requirements. Unless this is going to be for somebody who's going to flip or an investor come in and just do a total gut job, you have certain responsibilities. The buyer's not going to be able to get a loan if the house it has some issues, and that will come up in an inspection most likely.
Yes, absolutely. So again, welcome to the Porch 321. And we're inside because it's still raining. So we're still inside here, and we're going to just talk a little bit about those inspections and what to expect.
Right. And your responsibility as a homeowner through the years, there's certain things that a house just needs every few decades or a decade and a half and things like that. So
it goes back to inspect what you expect.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I learned that a long time ago. A very fond person told me that once. But anyways, inspect what you expect. So when you're looking at buying, whether it's an older home or a newer home, top of mind should be an inspection.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're taking a look at what you're buying, making sure that the electricity and the plumbing is up to code. Make sure the age of your roof is still good, because insurance companies are looking for that 10 to 15 year mark on a roof.
Right.
So you need to...
It used to be 30,
Yeah.
Then it was 20, and now, God love us, but we are in a 15, and a lot of insurance companies are 10 years. We're in an insurance crisis, but that's for another discussion.
That's for another conversation.
And we have talked about it at length, but yeah. So back to, what about hot water heaters? What do you think?
Hot water heaters typically will last 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
I fortunately, my own hot water heater lasted much longer than that, but 10 to 12 years, somewhere in there, is usually about the average.
Okay.
And again, the hot water heater is under a different code now too, the way it's installed. So it has to be done differently, and they're more expensive than they used to be.
Oh, yeah. Everything is.
Oh, yeah, I know everything is. But in any event, your hot water heater is key. Your air conditioner,
Right.
your AC.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever, guys.
No, it does not.
And it's if you get ahead of this stuff, you won't have the hot water heater blow up and cause damage to the house. If you get ahead of the AC, what do you figure on an AC for in Florida?
In Florida, for an AC, it's usually no more than 15 years.
Yeah. Ooh,
If
boy,
you get
that would be lucky.
I had mine for 15 years,
Yeah.
but it's unusual.
And you keep it pretty cool.
And I guess I do.
Really cool.
You know, so I was very fortunate. It all depends on where your AC is, if it's protected at all from the elements, that type of thing. So, and how you run it and that kind of thing. So
Right.
there's a lot of variations to that. But AC is important in Florida. So you need to make sure that your air conditioning is up.
Yeah.
And the biggest reason we're talking about this today, though, is because so often I see people buy homes, especially if they bought like a home in the 80s. They'll buy a home in the 80s and they'll move in and they think, oh, all I got to do is paint. Well, painting is nice, but that's cosmetic, and that doesn't maintain your investment.
The internal organs of the house, or external, like the roof, is very important. Your plumbing.
Your plumbing, your electric, your roof, your AC, your hot water heater. These are all important factors. And I personally, when I look at homes, those are the 5 things I look at right off the bat.
Yeah.
Also the electrical panel, if we want to add that one in if it's a real old house.
Well, and that's it. A lot of these 60s homes, they've got these old electric panels. They are working fine.
Yeah.
But the insurance companies will not allow you to buy that home because of the electric panel, because there were fires, there were problems.
Yeah.
And so it's not saying that this house isn't working fine. It's
No.
been trucking along, no problems. But nowadays, you can't buy a home with that electric panel, and there are several names, and we're not going to go into that right now, but you have to have it changed, and usually the owner has to, before you buy it, has to do
Well,
that, or
because
you
they
negotiate
won't. Well, they
something.
won't insure it unless
Right.
it's unless the
And
panel's
that
been
person can't buy it.
right. Yeah, because of the fire aspect, they won't insure it, and it has to be up to code. So,
But once you own a house, it's your responsibility to kind of keep everything in working order.
yeah, you don't never buy anything, anything, unless you maintain it, because especially a home,
Yeah.
this is your primary investment.
Yeah.
You know, when you buy a car, you wash it and vacuum it and make sure it gets oil. Well, you need to be doing the same thing to your house.
Yeah.
You know, and too often I see people just buy and move in and don't maintain it, and then wonder why they can't get top dollar for the property.
Right.
Well, that's probably part of the reason.
Right.
But let's not just go there. Let's go to the new house.
Yeah.
You know, if you're buying a new house, you need to inspect that home. You don't know if the builders missed something. You know, it can happen.
Accidents happen. They get under a time crunch and they tell people to move, and
Yeah.
things happen.
That's-
Even design flaws, there are issues, not just cosmetic. And
Right.
we've heard horror stories, and you pay the money to have your own inspector, not the inspector from the.
The builder,
Builder,
right?
yeah.
And we love new builds. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, yeah.
But
And they're perfect for a lot of
and they're
folks.
perfect for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But you still need to inspect, because, like we said, sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt to inspect and make sure that your investment is secure, whether it's insured or not, whether you have that builder warranty. You still want to get it inspected.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So, take some of our advice and see if you can't, take heed.
Right.
And buyer beware, and make
Right.
sure that you go out there and you inspect what you expect in your new or used home.
Yeah.
And we'll be back at you with another topic on the Porch 321 after you have subscribed on
Yes,
YouTube.
don't
Please
forget us.
subscribe to us on YouTube.
We'd love to have
and
you.
like us on YouTube as well as Facebook.
And put any questions in the
Comment section. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.